All right, let's do a writing exercise. This exercise that I call the X page can be used for fiction or nonfiction, almost anything that you want to work on. But today, let's just all write a story about neighbors. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to just already put that in your mind to know that you're about to write about some neighbor you've had in your life. You don't know which one yet. But I'd like you to start by drawing a little dot on your page and then starting to do a spiral around it, kind of slow. And try to get, your task is to try to get that line that you're drawing as close as possible to the line right next to it without them touching. So go ahead and draw your spiral for this next part. So as you're drawing your spiral, I want you to also put your focus at the very tip top of your head. And keep drawing your spiral. And then move your focus to your temples. And then to the back of your skull. The bridge of your nose. Move your focus to your cheekbones. Behind your ears. Your jaw. Your throat. The nape of your neck. Keep drawing that spiral. Move your focus to your shoulders. And then your sternum and your collarbone. And then move your focus to your shoulder blades. And then that spot right in between them. On your spine, go ahead and move on down to about the middle of your spine and hold your focus there. Then your belly. And then the base of your spine. And your hips. Your thighs. Let your focus go to your knees. And now the backs of your knees while you're drawing this spiral. Your shins. Your calves. The soles of your feet. And then let's move our focus back up to our shoulders, and we're going to run it down our arms now. So put your focus in your upper arms, your elbow, your forearms, your wrists, your fingers, and your thumbs. And keep drawing that spiral. I'm just going to recite a poem to you. Just let it kind of wash over you. It's a Rumi poem. It's a Coleman Barks translation. You're sitting here with us, but you're also out walking in a field at dawn. You are yourself the animal we hunt when you come with us on the hunt. You're in your body like a plant is solid in the ground, yet you're wind. You're the diver's clothes lying empty on the beach, you're the fish. In the ocean are many bright strands and many dark strands, like veins that are seen when a wing is lifted up. Your hidden self is blood in those veins that are like lute strings that play ocean music. Not the sad edge of surf, but the sound of no shore. So I'd like you to, on maybe on that same piece of paper where your spiral is, should be bigger than that, I'm going to set a timer for 90 seconds. And in that 90 seconds, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write down all the neighbors that you can think of, whether they're people you want to write about or not. It's hard to say, actually. So 90 seconds to start listing every neighbor that you can think of in your life. Go. You're halfway there. About 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So here's this list of neighbors that's come to you in this 90 seconds. And I'd like you to look over that list, so read it over, and pick one that you want to work with and circle it. So maybe I'm picking Mrs. Clemenson. And then go ahead and write their name on the top of a clean sheet of paper and draw a big X, just like that. This is what I call the X page. And what's about to happen is I'm going to ask you a series of questions about a scene that you're going to imagine. And I'd like you to write the answers anywhere on this X. And I encourage you to sort of move your answers around. The X has a lot of purposes, but mainly it's just to let us know that this is a thinking page. There's something about having that X there that lets us know this isn't actually the work, this is the thinking page, or the picturing page. All right, so you've picked your neighbor, and what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to imagine a scene, just picture a scene where you would have been with this neighbor. I can see her out on the front porch of her house. So as you're picturing this scene, and I want you to think of it as a scene that you can see. I can't. It's as if I'm on the phone. And I'm asking you these questions so that you help me see what's going on. So the first question I have is, as you're picturing this scene, what time of day or night does it seem to be? Let's go ahead and write that down. Is it morning? Is it late in the afternoon? What time of day or night does it seem to be? And what season does it seem to be in this image? What's telling you that? Is the sun streaming through the window? Is there snow? What's telling you what season it is? Where is the light coming from in this image, and what kind of light is it? Is it hard sunlight coming? Is it the garage light, dashboard light? Is it soft? What kind of light? Where is the light coming from, and what kind of light is it? Where are you? Where's this scene taking place? What's the weather like? What's the air smell like in this image? What's going on? Is there anyone else in this image with you? If so, who? What are you doing? What's this neighbor doing? Why are you there? Why is this neighbor there? Where were you about 2 hours? Where might have you been about 2 hours before this scene is taking place? And where might you be in another 2 hours? Where do you think your neighbor was about 2 hours ago? And where do you think she'll be in about another 2 hours, or he? Where might this neighbor be in about another 2 hours? Who else is part of this image? Who else is there? What are some of the sounds that you can hear in this image? And when you look around you, what are some of the things that you can see? What's directly in front of you? Just all the things that are in front of you, no matter how small. What's in front of you? And if you were going to turn your head to your right and look over to your right in this image, what might be in that direction? And if you were going to turn your head and look over to your left, what might be over there? What's behind you? What's below and around your feet? And what's above your head? All right. When you're ready, I'd like you to get a fresh piece of paper, and I'd like you to begin with the words I am and start by telling me where you are. I'm standing on my front porch um, looking across the street at Mrs. Clemenson, who's yelling at her children. Um, and just write in the first person present tense. You're just writing this scene up. You've already taken all the notes. Uh, Writing this scene up. And if you get stuck, if the story stops happening, instead of reading things over and trying to figure out what to write next, just write the words tick, 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 tick until the story starts up again. If you keep your hand in motion, there's a good chance the story will start up again. So you're going to begin with the words I am. You're going to write in the first person present tense, and you're going to start by telling me where you are. You're going to have 8 minutes to do it, and I'll let you know at about 3 minutes when you have about 3 minutes left, so you can start to wrap up. So you ready? And I'll just sit here the whole time and while you're working. Go. You're about halfway there. You have about 3 more minutes. About another minute. Starting to wrap up. Concluding the line or phrase that you're working on. And coming back together. All right. So if we were in class together, and I wish we were, the next thing I'd ask you to do is read this piece out loud to me. And even though I'm not really there, I want you to pretend I am. And I'd like you to read this piece out loud to me. I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. You may be finished before 3 minutes, but at the end of the 3 minutes, what I'm going to say is what I always say to my students, which is, good. All right, there's something about reading something out loud that gives it a chance to be in the world. So I'm going to count down from 5, and then when I point to you, you'll read. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Read to me. Good, 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 good. So if you want to continue this little series and you pick another neighbor to write about, maybe you'll do it tomorrow, and you do this for, I don't know, 7 days in a row, you'll have a little series about neighbors. But this exercise can work for any noun. You can write about the cars in your life, or the kitchen tables in your life, or different walks that you've taken in your life. You can also use this for fiction. You can have your character do the exercise. That's it. I'm really glad that you wrote that story. And I will see you again when I come up with another exercise for you.